Friction Collapse Theory: Why Streaming Money is the Endgame for Finance. Section 1, Introduction. The Disappearance of Friction. In every major industry shift of the digital era, a single pattern repeats. The moment friction disappears, volume surges, and legacy business models give way to entirely new ones. This isn't just convenience at play, it's behavioral rewiring. When consumers no longer feel the pinch of cost or the drag of effort, usage stops being calculated and becomes habitual. This is what we call friction collapse theory, a mental model for understanding how systems transform when barriers to participation are stripped away. We saw it happen in media, we saw it in internet access, we saw it in software, and now we're watching it unfold in real time with money itself, as programmable streaming payments begin to reshape the financial infrastructure beneath our feet. This exposition explores that journey, the historical analogs, the psychological levers, and the emerging payment rails, like Lightning and Layer 2 networks that are bringing friction collapse to finance. Section 2. Historical Precedents: How Friction Shaped and Broke Old Models. Subsection A. Blockbuster versus Netflix. The late fee economy dies. In the early 2000s, the dominant model for home entertainment was the video rental, built on paper title payments and late fees. Blockbuster thrived on this logic. Every movie rental was a microtransaction, every delay, a penalty. Netflix, in its early incarnation, mimicked this system: DVDs by mail, paid per rental. But it wasn't until the company pivoted to a flat monthly subscription that everything changed. Unlimited rentals, no late fees. The psychological burden of choosing what to watch and when evaporated. The common refrain became, "I've already paid. Might as well use it more." That behavioral shift, from calculated use to habitual use, created the volume surge that Blockbuster never adapted to. Netflix didn't just beat Blockbuster on price, it collapsed the friction that governed the entire old model. Subsection B. Internet access, from metered to unlimited. The early internet was pay per minute, per megabyte, or per hour. In some regions, usage tariffs varied based on the time of day. These invisible costs created very visible limits. Users dialed in cautiously, rationed browsing time, avoided media-rich content. Then came the first providers offering unlimited internet access for a flat monthly fee. Suddenly, users didn't ask, "Should I go online right now?" They just stayed online, constantly. The result was explosive. Web use skyrocketed. Email became default. Streaming became viable. And the internet evolved from a utility into a full-blown behavioral platform, not because of new content, but because friction was removed. Subsection C. Subscriptions, SaaS, and the habit economy. Spotify, Netflix, again, Adobe Creative Cloud, Microsoft 365, all leverage the same principle. Make the service feel ambient, not transactional. Once a customer commits to a flat monthly payment, the equation changes. The question isn't, "Can I afford this?" It's, "How much can I get out of it?" Usage becomes embedded. Products become rituals. This insight, that flat fee access rewires behavior, is now foundational to modern business. And it's not just about bundling. It's about removing all hesitation from the user side. When there's no cost at the margin, usage grows at the edge. Section 3. The friction collapse pattern, a general theory. Across all these examples, from video rentals to internet access to media subscriptions, a clear pattern emerges. We can distill it into a 4-stage model. Step 1. Metered, transactional access with high friction. The original model is simple. Pay for what you use. You rent a DVD, you pay once. You use the internet, you're billed per minute or per megabyte. You read an article, you're asked to pay before the next one. This creates a built-in psychological meter. Every action prompts a cost-benefit calculation. Every decision carries weight. Step 2. Friction suppresses volume. Because of this micro-decision loop, users self-regulate. They hesitate. They defer. They use less than they want to, not because they don't have the demand, but because friction bottlenecks it. Meanwhile, businesses face their own constraints: infrastructure costs, variable pricing, churn. Step 3, flat fee and unmetered use collapses friction. Then comes the disruptor, the one who realizes that predictable revenue and unmetered access is more powerful than transactional control. By introducing a flat monthly rate or radically simplifying the transaction layer, for example, one-click access or unlimited usage, they remove the friction and unlock volume at scale. Behavior shifts from cautious to casual, from calculated to habitual. The system rewires itself. Step 4. Volume replaces margin and new models emerge. At this point, the economics flip. High margin, low frequency usage is replaced by low margin, high frequency engagement. Because cost disappears from the user's mind, they engage more, and that engagement becomes monetizable in new ways. Advertising, data, referrals, in-app purchases, bundled upsells, or usage-based rewards. Friction collapse theory isn't just about cheaper services. It's about how removing friction reveals latent demand, rewires user psychology, and seeds entirely new business models. This content is brought to you by Bobby Gigs. Promote your brand here and reach a wide audience across platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow the links in the description to get started. Section 4. Finance enters the arena. The flat fee moment for money. Until now, money has remained stubbornly frictional. Bank wires take days. Swift transfers cost $30 or more. Even modern fintech apps often have hidden fees, settlement delays, and infrastructure limitations. But that's changing fast. Subsection A. Stablecoins and Layer 2 networks. A new rail emerges. Enter stablecoins like USDC and USDT, and fast, cheap Layer 2 networks like Lightning, Arbitrum, and Solana. Now, a payment can settle instantly, cost less than a cent, be split automatically between multiple recipients, and be embedded directly into smart contracts or wallet interactions. This is the flat fee revolution for money movement, a new layer where the cost of each transaction is negligible, the experience is seamless, and the need to even think about payments disappears. Subsection B. Streaming money. What happens when payments become ambient? When money can move continuously and invisibly, new economic models are born. Pay as you stream. Listen to music, watch videos, or read articles by the second or word. No subscriptions, just pure usage-based monetization. Real-time revenue splits. Payments automatically divided between creators, collaborators, and platforms as the transaction happens. No waiting for end-of-month payouts or reconciling royalties. Microtransactions made viable. Tipping, fractional payments, machine-to-machine payments, no longer eaten up by fees. Money becomes not an event, but a flow, just like data, bandwidth, or attention. Section 5. Wallets as identity infrastructure. As payments become frictionless, wallets evolve beyond just holding tokens. They become the new passports for the digital world. Key shifts enabled by wallet-based identity. Login with wallet replaces email and password. No forms, no forgotten passwords, no resets. Instant authentication tied to public key cryptography. Biometric or hardware-secured access. Face ID, fingerprint, or device-based signatures secure identity. No central database required. Zero-knowledge proofs, also known as ZKPs for privacy-preserving verification. Prove you're over 18 without revealing your birthday. Prove you hold a credential or token without exposing your wallet contents. In this context, your wallet becomes not just your financial gateway, but your unified identity layer, the way you access, interact with, and pay for the web. And with near zero friction, this too becomes habitual. Section 6. The Endgame. Money as seamless infrastructure. So what happens when payments become as seamless and invisible as Wi-Fi? They disappear into the background, just like bandwidth, just like electricity, just like data. You don't decide to pay, you just do. In this world, microtransactions are normal. Revenue is real-time. Value flows as fast as information. Access and identity are natively linked to payment rails. Every product or service can be modularized, fractionalized, or streamed. Money becomes part of the substrate. It's not an app, it's not a card swipe. It's the always-on layer powering everything else. And the business models that thrive here won't be built around buy now buttons. They'll be built around flows, usage-based, behavior-linked, auto-executed. Section 7. Strategic implications for builders and policymakers. For builders, design for flows, not events. Let usage trigger monetization. Embed payments into experiences, not as separate steps. Build for wallets as identity. Zero knowledge ready, privacy preserving, and portable. For policymakers, recognize that streaming money changes the scale and scope of financial activity. Address risks like spam transactions, surveillance, and programmable discrimination. Create frameworks that support programmable, low-cost payments without stifling innovation. The systems being built now are foundational. They won't just speed up finance, they'll redefine it. Section 8, Conclusion. When friction dies, volume rises. friction collapse theory offers a clear through line across decades of technological and behavioral shifts. From Netflix to Lightning, from broadband to base layers, from metered scarcity to ambient abundance. Each time, the formula holds. Lower the cost, ease the access, and people will use it more, often without even realizing it. In the past, this meant more movies watched, more data consumed, more software engaged. Now it means more payments, more real-time revenue, more decentralized identity, all flowing over rails that feel invisible. Streaming money is not just faster finance, it's the final unlock. It completes the arc from friction to flow, from decision to default, from discrete transactions to continuous value exchange. The endgame isn't just cheaper payments, it's a new economy, one that moves at the speed of thought.